Hey guys, I'm bringing you my first place deck profile from locals today where we actually had a pretty big turnout. 15 players isn't terrible for our area. I got this sweet first place trophy that I don't want to get any fingerprints on, which is why it's still like that, and I'll be setting it up somewhere else. I played Fairies, so I'm going to quickly, and also look at this very nice mat, UDS. I'm going to go over the deck profile, and then at the end, I'm just going to open up a bunch of packs because I've had these packs that I've kind of won over the past couple of tournaments or entry packs or whatever. So we'll go over that at the end. Yeah, let's get into it. So I did play Fairies. And if you've seen enough of my videos, at this point, you probably just have a pretty good idea of my list. So let me just go to the 3-ofs. Play 6 recruiters. I love 6 recruiters. I love opening up 2 recruiters. This just maximizes the chances of opening up, you know, obviously the 1 recruiter that really just gets you going. This was great today. I think there was one time where I had 3 recruiters in hand, maybe, but it always kept me in the game. It was never a problem. 3 heralds. I did play 2 hero matchups where I sided them out for the most part, and then I'll go over my matchups at the end. But heralds are good. Heralds are good. Really for the synchroing. I definitely won a few matches just by synchroing. And what might be the best card, and really my win condition all day long, was the 3 warrior ladies. The amount of trouble players go through just to try to not get their stuff banished, I think is too much effort, which ends up resulting in them losing because they try too hard not to get stuff banished or not to destroy this by battle. It's kind of like, it's a weird enigma where the more they try to avoid it, the worse they do because of it. 2 alchemists. 2 alchemists was great. I don't need any more. Got a tie with a Stratos in, hit some cards. There was one game I missed 3 times in a row where I hit a return, a deep prison, and then call the haunted. Luckily I did have like a herald or something banished, so still got its effect. 2 Thunder King. This card is so good. The pressure that Thunder King Ryo, and wow, look at, you see my fan. The pressure that Thunder King Ryo gives just from being on turn 1, or being on field turn 1, backed up by literally any back row or an in-hand honest, it's so much for them to try to out your back row or honest and then out the Thunder King on top of that. You're talking at least 2 to 3 cards bare minimum, at least 2 and probably 3 or more cards just to try to out the Thunder King. Like this card, just turn 1, unless they are able to bottomless and torrent it, just really gets a lot of value. 2 honest. Honest, obviously, great card. One of the primary reasons to run this. And then 2 Christias, which I did not play Christia at all. In 4 rounds, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. Only had 1 opportunity to summon Christia, where, as in I had 4 fairies and engrave and could summon it, and it got solemn. I ended up winning because it got solemn because I followed it up with a brain control. But yeah, Christia was, you don't not play it, right? Gores, I know I summoned it at least once, maybe. I don't know how effective it was, to be honest. I don't remember much. Freed was great all day long. Won me 1 matchup at least against a hero player, and I don't know, that's all he really did, but that's all I need. And 1 Cyber Valley. I don't know if I've ever gotten Cyber Valley's effect off with brain control or mind control. I like it just for the additional Shining Angel target, but I'm not convinced Cyber Valley is the right card. I would be willing to swap that for maybe like several different cards, maybe like a Gale for another tuner, or been trying Bazoo. Bazoo is super powerful that really helps out with a lot of problems Fairies have. Grave control monster, so Bazoo could be an option, but I think just the utility of being a Shining Angel target it's enough to kind of keep it here. But if I drop that for like a Bazoo, obviously I also lose a deck devastation virus target, so you know, anything could happen. Over at spells, 3 Book of Moon. You have to run 3 Book of Moon in Fairies, in my opinion, just for the ability to disrupt plays. That's all this deck is. It's kind of like a stun deck more than anything, to be honest. I think Book of Moon obviously does an incredible job of capitalizing on that stun. Mind control and brain control to capitalize obviously on the Cyber Valley, and Herald, which brain control, mind control, Herald happened a lot today. I was seeing Herald a lot off of Dimensional Alchemist or just hard drawing. I think multiple games where I had 1, if not 2 Heralds in hand, and really ended up winning the game. MST and Heavy Storm, I actually sometimes find myself siding these just due to what I believe the meta is going to be. So if I think I'm going to play a lot of frogs or like a lot of light sworn in combination, I actually side those. And that's what I did the last big tournament, and it wasn't bad. Today I did main them because it's weird that every one of my locals plays a different deck. I don't think that there's any two players that play the same deck at locals. So we had 15 players, and there might have been 15 different decks. Different variations of like zombies or whatever it might have been, but no one played like a very identical deck. So these being in the main deck, it was good. It was good. Heavy Storm got in there at least once for me. And then going into the traps, you'll notice I'm not playing Mirror Force. I am playing Triple Dimensional Prison. And the reason for that, and actually it came up several times today, was I never find myself getting good targets with Mirror Force. It's always one card at a time. Very rarely have I ever seen a time where Mirror Force grabs more than 2 cards. If it does, it's like Gore's and Gore's Token. So I've opted to just play Triple Dimensional Prison as, again, an incredible, just kind of like stun card, but obviously banishing stuff, whether it be heroes or like value stuff or whatever it might be, Prison is far more valuable. And it did come up where game 3 against one-on matchups, and I'll go over them after this, I had a Goyo, swung, he dropped Gore's, I set D-Prison, and I could just D-Prison his token and then steal Gore's the following turn. So I definitely was enjoying this over the Mirror Force. 2 Bottomless, obviously incredible card in the format, incredible card in the deck, and then a bunch of 1-0s being Compulse, Solemn, Dust Shoot, Call the Haunted, and Return from Dip Dimension. And all these cards were valuable in their own way. I don't know if I solemned anything today. I don't know if I compulsed anything today. Dust Shoot, I got Dust Shoot off maybe like 2 or 3 times, and it definitely ended up winning me a couple of games. Call is Call the Haunted, and Return is obviously Return. So that's main deck. You'll also notice that I don't play Trap Dust Shoot in the main, and that's actually because I side Dust Shoot. So let's go into this, or not Dust Shoot, Torrent. So I decided one Consecrated. I think it's good as just like a 1-of. It's not anything too crazy, but being able to be searched by 3 different cards and just the protection it can add is good. I did not play any Blackwing, so I did not see play. Banisher did see play. I played against a Recruiter deck with like tomatoes, a chaos zombie plant deck type thing. So I did side this in, and I played against a Diva hero where I also sided this in because my game plan was to get rid of all their heroes, and ended up winning, or ended up working. I won, but it worked. Cyber, My Body, Double Nobleman. My Body came up one time. Cyber's came up in one of the hero matchups. Excuse me. Pardon me. So Cyber's came up, Nobleman. I sided them in, but I didn't see them. Oppression, I think it came up, but I don't think it got activated. I sided this in against the Chaos zombie plant deck, zombie plants. Did not come up. And then I side Torrent. So Torrent I actually put in the side. It is kind of awkward in the main deck for Fairies because very rarely do you have any type of field where you want anything destroyed. Be it that at some point I usually had either Recruiter, Warrior Lady, Alchemist. Obviously you can get a good playoff with Alchemist, but I don't want my Recruiters or anything. So what I actually do is I side this in against any deck that I know is going to be like Monarch heavy, whether it be Caius, Ryza, anything. So really good for token Monarch decks. So if they summon a Monarch and then try to target something, I'll just go ahead and flip this, try to get at least 2, maybe 3 monsters out of it. It's also good when against like Absolute Zero. So enough zeros hitting the board. I sided in against, I played Diva Hero. So I side this in, and it's just good because if the board's going to be wiped, might as well get the Torrent out of the way anyways. So it did come in a couple times, and it did see some play in actually those very specific situations. Triple Mask, just because Frog Monarch is not the worst matchup, to be honest. The more I play it, I think the easier it gets, but if I can play a card that just locks one of the most popular decks just out of the game completely, you better believe I will. And then Triple Dust Tornado. I did side in 2, if not 3 Dust Tornadoes several times, and it never came up. I think I just either never drew them, or I drew too many of them. It did come up where I had 2 of them and they ended up winning. So round 1, I actually played Hero Beat, which I think this deck's actually one of the worst matchups for this deck. My general rule of thumb for any type of hero deck, because it's a hero water beat. So he plays like heroes and then Gemini Lancer and stuff, so he still has like the absolute zero. So my plan for any deck like that, and obviously one of the main reasons I play triple D prison, is to go either D prison, warrior lady, bottomless, just to start banishing the heroes. So if I can make that miracle fusion dead as early on as possible, I think I just end up winning. And I ended up taking it game one. He made a pretty crucial misplay where we both had Honest in our hand, and he attacked with Alias and used a damage step Honest, and I was able to just damage calc Honest. And he ended up losing 2 cards for my one, along with, I think it was against Shining Angel, so 1,400 life points. He just didn't know the damage step rules or damage calc rules, anything like that at that point, so I was able to capitalize on that. Game 2, very close game, but I think that was the game where he actually hit all 3 of his Gemini Sparks. And they were all live because he did have a Hero Blast as well. So I was in a really good position because he destroyed a face down Shining Angel, and I got Warrior Lady, and then he just had Hero Blast on the Warrior Lady, got back an Alias, resummoned an Alias, and was able to Gemini Spark from there. And then game 3, I won because I got an early Dust Shoot off, so I knew what he had for the most part. I knew he had a set Solemn. On his field was 0 and a Thunder King. I summoned Freed, banished 1 fairy and 1 light, putting 4 fairies in the grave, destroyed Thunder King, went to special summon the Christia, because I also had a hand of like double Herald, Brain Control, and then he saw the Christia, and then I was just able to Brain Control for game. It was something I'd been playing towards the whole game, so I knew exactly how it was going to play out. I was just waiting for him to use that Solemn, and I got it right there. So I won round 1. Round 2, I go up against Diva Hero, and game 1 was just... My hands with this deck, my hands were always awesome. I think the Compulse can probably be swapped for maybe like Torrent or something like that, but I find Compulse to be very good to be able to bounce my own monsters back, whether it be my recruiters or anything else, or to hit just like a general synchro. But it's also a 1 card out to absolute 0. But he goes and summons... I don't remember much of my games. Diva Hero, I know he used 3 Phoenix Worm Blasts on me in game 1 and was just able to squeak it out because he was able just to keep getting the damage in. Game 2 and 3, I definitely drew my combination of banished cards, and then along with his own Miracle Fusions. Game 3 specifically, he ran out of monsters. He did not have enough hero monsters to be able to activate. I think he had 2 Miracle Fusions left and he just didn't have any monsters, something like that. So I ended up winning that. Round 3, I played against a Light Sworn, like a Chaos list. So he had like Dark Arm, Trigodia, Gores, Plague, Necro, Junk Synchron, and maybe DD Crows or something, I'm not sure. And it was a very swift 2-0. It was one of the games where game 1, I'm not even sure what happened, but some combination of my cards just did not allow him to play. And then game 2, he set a monster, and I drew. And I was able to mind control, and it was a hamster. His hand was actually really good. So I took the hamster, summoned my Herald of Orange Light, synchroed out to Goyo, swing, he drops Gores. And then, obviously, Gores itself just can't get over, but he gets his token, and that's where I ended up setting, like, a Book of Moon, Trap Dust Shoot, and D-Prison, and then hit flip Dust Shoot, and his hand was Dark Arm Dragon, Plague Spreader, Junk Synchron, Brain Control, and Solar Recharge. So his hand was actually, like, really good, had anything worked out in his favor. But sending back the play, he tried to just go for the OTK, which was definitely the right play at the time. He used Brain Control, and I was just D-Prison the token, get back my Goyo, Goyo steals Gores, and from there it was downhill for him. So I was 3-0 going into the last round against the Plant Zombie deck. Game 1, I had a Solemn set. I think it was Solemn and maybe like a Book of Moon or something like that with 2 Shining Angels. He special summoned... I think he actually sacrificed a Goblin Zombie for Caius. I had a live Herald of Orange Light in my hand too. Summon Caius, I let it go. I let him banish a Shining Angel. He swings into the other Shining Angel. I went to get like Dimensional Alchemist, I think it was. And then I just went for my turn. I had Mind Control, use it on the Caius, summon Herald, Synchro into Stardust, and then I had Stardust with 2 or 3 back row to include a Book of Moon, and the game was over very shortly thereafter. Game 2, he got out an early Titanial, and I didn't draw any of my cards that could out Titanial. You know, one of the one situations where I would have enjoyed having Mirror Force, I guess, but between triple Warrior Lady, Honest, ×2, the D Prisons, I thought I'd draw it. I did it. I tried to swing into Titanial and drop Honest, but I think he had Mirror Force at the time. and I ended up losing 2 monsters to it because I thought if one gets booked, I can get with the other. Didn't work, so I lost that game. And then going into game 3, I just opened up with a lot of my removal cards, and I was just bottomlessing, deprisoning, just back and forth, everything. He still almost had me because Mark of the Rose is a powerful card, but I ended up winning it. So, like I said, I got this first place trophy. I got several packs. So that was the quick tournament report and deck list. I'm not sure if there's anything that I would change. I kind of like the way that I have the deck set up now. I think it kind of hits a lot of stuff. Maybe I could drop like a Mask Restrict, or I guess in the main deck, Compulse could go for a main deck Torrent, which might be a little bit more applicable to some more matchups, I guess. But honestly, I don't know. I think that might be fair, honestly. If I think my weak matchups are going to be Monarchs and Heroes, then maybe having that main deck Torrent that I would side in anyways makes a little bit more sense. I might make that change. But that's how today went. And then we're going to go, if you guys are still watching, let's go ahead and go into the pack opening. We'll open this first because I think it'd be cool. And then I don't know what any of these things are. We'll start with OTS. We'll go into Legendary Duelist stuff. I actually want to open those first. So we'll go in this order. And I don't really know what any of this stuff is, to be honest. I don't play Modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is all this stuff is. But let's just go ahead and roll into it. So I've been saving these up for maybe a month and a half, something like that. Hopefully we can get something good. I've noticed that I have been I started playing Edison in January, I think, when my local started it in person, and I've yet to pull anything good. So Torrent's pretty cool. I imagine if I save up a bunch of packs at once, maybe it's obviously same chances, but higher chance I actually see something at one time that's like, hey, this is a pretty cool card. Tornado Dragon's actually kind of cool. I'll set that off to the side. I don't know if I play or have ever played a Tornado Dragon format. I think it came out in 2014. So it might be available in hats, which I think my locals is kind of getting into. So a bunch of swing and miss so far. Again, I don't know what is good out of any of these packs. Mannequin Cat, I think, sees some play, so it might be a couple of dollars. We'll put that off to the side. I have like 8 copies of Sacred Sword of 7 Stars, but I figured, hey, maybe someone will want to play it. Some Dragon Ruler format, and I can get something out of it. This is this is not good. And these packs are like twice the size of the other ones. There's a lot of room inside of these. This is weird. And wow, this could be interesting. Oh, you can almost barely see like the top of the other card. So we almost got a nice miscut, which would have been a very cool thing to have. We are currently 0 for 6 packs. 6 packs, and we are on to Amazing Defenders, and I don't know what comes out of any of this stuff. Machine Dupe, that's kind of cool. Set that off to the side. I think that all these packs are the ones that have collector's rares. I don't think any of these are main sets. Overload Fusion, I do kind of like that. Kalute, I actually needed another Kalute for my Blackwing deck. I wanted a common Kalute from the original set, but I'm not mad about that. What do we have here? Yeah, I don't know what any of these cards are, or any of these packs. Sheaf, something, and Goatee. Nothing. Oh, this is not good. Anything would be nice. Anything worth more than $5 would be pretty cool at this point. Oh my gosh. This should be illegal. This is, what, like 15 packs of stuff and nothing? I might know what comes in El Dorado. I lied. Oh, Head of Exodia. That's kind of cool. Pot of Extravagance. Maybe. And Summon, though. I know Summon Limit kind of has seen some play more recently. Super Dreadnought Rails Super thing is kind of cool. That has seen... Is that the one I'm thinking of? Nope, it's not. I was thinking the one that has seen several OTKs and came out around 2012. Gustav Max or something. Oh, man. Wow. Well, hopefully at the very least we can pull, I don't know, Delinquent Duo. Jeez Louise. What would be cool out of Invasion of Chaos? Dimension Fusion, obviously always a good card that has never had any reprints for anything. Treacherous and Burial are kind of cool. Gate Guardians combined is not what I want to see at all. Oh wow, look, we got the Slifer. So this comes with obviously one of the, so that's like a good decent card. So dang, I gotta get all of them now. That's pretty cool. Glad to get that. Got all these guys again. So the Slifer was a really nice pull. Might be the most expensive card that you can actually get out of all those packs, which is awesome. I think it's like what, $12 maybe, 15, which whatever. Come on, anything. Oh my gosh, this was an absolute whiff of an opening. I don't think there's anything that comes in Spell Ruler that can make this any better. Honestly, if I got MST or Heavy Star, I'd be happy. One of the discard things would be cool. Tomato, I got a lot of tomatoes, but I'm not upset with tomato. Tomato's pretty good, I suppose, all things considered. But that was my tournament report, deck list, and pack opening. If you guys watched, thank you so much for watching this 21-minute video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye.